Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Jlongo here, back with a new video, and today we're going to be going over NFL Week number 5 picks of the 2024 season. Thursday night, it kicks off, prime time on Amazon Prime special, Bucks at Falcons. Great way to kick the week off with a amazing NFC South matchup. Both these teams look to make it to the playoffs this year, but they're going to have to go through one another to get there. Bucks come in here to Atlanta after a great victory at home against the Eagles, allowing 0 points in the first quarter of that game. Don't get too hype on this defense yet, though, folks. The Buccaneers still lack against some great passers in this NFL, as they seem to play under par in the week previous to this last. I like the Falcons coming in here at home, being a 1.5 point favorite. I'm going to bump that up to -2.5. I like the Falcons here in Atlanta. Buccaneers might be playing great, but they're going to be on and off every other week. I'm not too confident in Baker Mayfield. Might have been hot and heavy on him, but once he has a down week, he seems to get his stuff back together, but once he gets a little bit too much air in that head, he flops like the rest of them. I like the Falcons here at -2.5. Give me it all day. Moving on to Sunday. Jets at Vikings. Wait, it's a London game. Set your alarm clocks, folks. 9:30 a.m. in London, England. Jets and Vikings both have to fly over. No home team advantage here. That is if people are wearing the Rodgers jerseys or not. But I like the Jets here coming in as an underdog at 2.5 points. The Vikings come in here with a 4-0 record. Sam Darnold's been playing out of his mind. Aaron Rodgers, though, on the other side, his back must be killing him. He couldn't find a way to get the ball into the end zone once last week against the Broncos in a terrible 10-9 defeat. I like the Jets, though, here to bounce back and fly over there. They'll have a little bit more time to rest than these Vikings will. And according on which team lands down over there first, I like the favorites typically across season these games as they have performed well in the past. But I like the underdog here in the Jets. Bump it down to +3.5 to play it safe. I like the Jets over here in London. These games are always funky. You never know how they're going to go. Moving on. Panthers at Bears. Sunday 1 o'clock games kicks off with a real barn burners, folks. I like the Bears here at -3.5. The books got it at -4 now. A lot of public money is coming in on the Bears, and I can see why. This Panthers defense really hasn't shown anything all year. Yeah, they might have beat a team like the Raiders, but they got Gardner Minshew at quarterback. Get out of here. I like the Panthers here to come in and put up a close one, especially since Caleb Williams has been struggling, but this is the perfect week for him to have a breakout game, especially against no pass rush in this Carolina Panthers defense. I'm still confident in the Bears D-line and where their defense has been playing. They've saved them in a lot of these games, dang near every game. The Bears are at 2-2 now in the year, and they're lucky to have that. I like the Bears to steamroll through this one. Give me them at -3.5. I don't think this Panthers team can varnish any more off that confidence that they got from the return of the Red Rocket. I like the Bears here. Moving on. Browns at Commanders. Washington Redskins, go fund yourself. South Park quote there. So much money is going to be on the Commanders. I'm tired of backing the Browns, but word is Nick Chubb's back in the practice squad, and I could see that really making this team feel a little confident, especially further in the year as teams are going to be making it or breaking it. And this week, I think, is a make-or-break-it week for the Browns, especially if they want to keep it close with the other teams in their division. I really like the Browns to come in here, especially with all the money on the Commanders, to really give it to Jaden Daniels in this offense. I feel like they'll be able to find a way to slow them down, even though no other team has been able to in these past couple of weeks. I truly believe the Commanders deserve all the respect they've been getting in these past couple of weeks, as they've outplayed their opponents and scored almost 100 points in the previous 2 weeks. 3 combined. I like the Commanders to come in here and probably score early, and the Browns defense to keep this one within a couple points. So I'm going to go with my gut here and probably make a bad decision, but I like the Browns money line. Give me the Browns to win this one outright. They're going into Washington with a lot of people backing them. I like the hype behind the Commanders, but this is a Washington team, and don't forget, folks, to go fund yourself. Give me the Browns money line. Dolphins at Patriots. What a disaster in Miami. 4 QBs in 4 weeks. Get out of here. Dolphins can't run the ball, let alone run from the police. These receivers are having more trouble getting open than a GameStop. I like the Pats to really take advantage of this lackluster Dolphins defense. I believe Ramondre Stevenson will bang it in there for a touchdown, maybe even 2. They're really going to feed him this game. Probably could see him getting over 20 carries. I like this Patriots team, but man, are they struggling against terrible opponents. Who worse than Miami Dolphins right now? They don't know how to move the ball on offense, but the Patriots have a little bit of idea, and that's just to keep your head down and keep pounding that rock. I like the Patriots here at -1.5. Sportsbooks got it at -1. Bump it up to 1.5 and cash it out Sunday evening. I like the Pats here at home to bounce back. Dolphins, 4 quarterbacks in 4 weeks. Wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a 5th one. Wouldn't that be a shocker? Nah. Moving on, Colts at Jags. Joe Flacco is back, and that guy's still whack. Even though that he shredded this Jacksonville defense last year, the Jacksonville Jaguars are coming into this game 0-4. Last year, Joe Flacco on the Browns passed for 311 yards and 3 touchdowns. Jags come in here at home. Historically, they do great against the Colts, and I like them here. The Jags got to win eventually, right? Colts defense has been playing pretty good. They struggled to stop Justin Fields in the run game last week, but other than that, they took out all his other options. A lot of injuries over there on the Steelers offense. And I like the Jaguars to be able to capitalize in some of the weaknesses that the Steelers couldn't, and that's the vertical offense. I think the Colts defense struggles in the passing game, and we'll see why this week. I like the Jaguars play action plays, and I think they'll be able to win this one no problem. Spread's at -3. I like it at -2.5. Definitely going to be a field goal game, especially since Joe Wacko is out there throwing it. Moving on, Bills at Texans. Who's the winner of the trade? Stephon Drama Diggs or that QB Josh Allen that finally has all the freedom he's been talking about? Didn't look too free last week when all them Ravens were coming at you. 35-10 victory. Called that one exactly. Couldn't stop the run at all there, Buffalo. And they look to struggle in this week against Joe Mixon, who's tore them up in the past. I like Stephon Diggs, anytime touchdown scorer here, coming out and balling against his former team that he's got a lot of drama with. I like the Texans here. They're underdogs by 1 here at home, so that realistically means that the Bills are favored by 4 in this matchup because each team plays at home. I like to give them 3 points, even how bad they are. That's just a little home field advantage. I like to move this one around. I think the sportsbooks got this one wrong. They're just scared that Josh Allen will have a bounce back week. But I like CJ Stroud. Might be in the sophomore slump, but this team's going to rally around him, and I see them pulling out a victory here. Give me the Texans at -2.5. Ravens at Bengals. Run, Lamar, run! Watch out, Cincy. Your D-line and defensive backs are going to have a lot coming at them this week. I like the Ravens here coming into Cincinnati on the stampede that they've been on. Run, Buffalo, run! Yeah, no running against these Ravens. No throwing either. This is a no-flight zone. They're canceling all flights coming into Baltimore this weekend. And that's because they're bussing up with their man, the King, Derrick Henry, coming in here into Cincinnati. Who's going to be able to slow this freight train down? Let me tell you, it's his arthritis. I like the Bengals coming in here, bouncing back and keeping this division within 1 game, keeping it close. Give me the Bengals money line. Another upset pick here, but they're at +2.5. That means the Ravens should be winning this one by 5.5 technically. So I like the Bengals here at home, getting some momentum back, getting the fans back on their side, and making the rest of the year worth watching for them. Give me them all day. Starting off the 4 o'clock games with the lucky Raiders and the stuffy Broncos. I really like this Broncos defense. I don't see Gardner Minshew doing much against them. If A-Rod can't move the ball, then how could a backup quarterback? Broncos have covered 3 out of the 4 weeks this year, and I like them again. Give me the Broncos to cover -2.5 against the Las Vegas Cheaters. I meant the Raiders. Sportsbookers. Las Vegas Raiders are having a lot of drama in the locker room, whether or not Devontae Adams is staying. Get them the Jets. Let A-Rod and him cook up on the NFL some more before they get too old, which they are. Devontae's got knee problems. I got back problems. Let me tell you about it. I like the Broncos to come in here with more confidence and play a more physical game. It's in the Mile High City. It's not in Vegas where the refs can do the things. I thought the Browns could have won that game last week, but Vegas did the thing. And I'm staying away from them. Give me the Broncos -2.5. Moving on. Cardinals at 49ers. Birds struggle to fly in pollution. 49ers are getting healthy, and I could see these Cards struggling to keep up with them. I like this 49ers defense, and they've been great since Colin Kaepernick was in town. It's not like that's what's been holding this team back. It's their offense. And now that they got a quarterback in the kid, Brock Purdy, I like this 49ers team to keep it moving, especially against a sorry team like the Cardinals. After a big letdown loss at home to the Commanders, how could you do that, guys? The defense looked like they were lost. They couldn't slow the run down. Jaden Daniels was getting receivers open downfield all day. This looked like a struggling organization. How are they going to be able to keep up against the 49ers, who have been to the Super Bowl for how many years in the past 6-7 years? A lot. Give me the 49ers here at -6.5. Spread line's at 7.5 right now, but I'm dropping it down. I'm playing a little safe. I believe these Cardinals have some fire in them. I love rookie receiver Marvin Harrison Jr., him and little Kyler Murray out there doing the thing. I don't know if you guys like it when I do that whenever I say Kyler Murray's name, but it's a habit. Little Kyler Murray's going to struggle to look past his offensive line for another week, especially against these Giants on the 49ers defense. Give me a Nick Bosa sack anytime. I like the 49ers to shut down these Cardinals. Don't get me surprised, though, if we see the over go through the roof on this one. It is a good divisional matchup, and both these teams have seen opponents within their division several times this year. But I like the Niners carrying away. They need to get their record up before playoffs come. Packers at Rams. Who does Stafford throw it to? Jordan Love with a rough start in his comeback week against the Vikings there at home. How could you blame the guy? His offensive line wasn't blocking for him to save a life. Jordan Love is a thug, and I love for him to prove it this week. I like him coming in at a -3 spread at the LA Rams. I'm bumping that sucker up to -4.5. Give me the Packers here to cover easily against the Rams. This one's a real money maker. I like Jordan Love getting the ball to Romeo Doubs for a touchdown to kick this one right off. I don't see anybody on that Rams secondary being able to stop these Packers. And I like this Packers defense. They might have been a little lackluster last week, but they're going up against the future MVP and Sam Darnold. Yeah, crazy thinking that and saying it and it actually being believable in 2024. But might I digress. I like the Packers here, and so should you. This is a good moneymaker opportunity. Give them to me all day. The Rams haven't been playing good at all, and why are they going to change it around this week, especially against a playoff team? Cowboys at Steelers, Sunday night. What a letdown these two teams are. America was all on their precious Cowgirls to cover the spread against the Giants, and man, did they find a way to keep that one scripted. Whew, I meant close. Sorry, folks. The only script is right here. I like the Steelers coming off of a tough loss. They couldn't seem to find a rhythm on offense last week, and for some reason that defense couldn't shut down Joe Flacco. They're on a hot streak of hurting quarterbacks, though, so don't be surprised if we see a backup again this week. Although Dak's tough, you can't blame him with that cadence. Hell, I'd be offsides every time if I had to go up against them. Here we go. Cowboys are underdogs in this one, and I believe the sportsbooks got this completely wrong. I like the Cowboys winning by a field goal here. Give them to me at -2.5. The kicker's going to have some redemption this week. I could see this one being tied at 20-20 at the end and Aubrey just knocking it down and letting me cash out. I like the Cowboys coming in here to Pittsburgh against a little banged-up defense there for Pittsburgh. I think that they'll struggle to stop the vertical pass and intermediate routes. CeeDee Lamb should have a big game here in Pittsburgh. I like all the Cowboys fans coming out and rooting against the Steelers, and I love those terrible towels being thrown in those cowgirls' faces. Whew, what a sight to see. You don't want to miss this game, folks. It's going to be a nail-biter. Last game on the slate, folks. Monday night, Saints coming into Kansas City to face the unbeaten back-to-back former Super Bowl champs. Whew, Kansas City Chiefs with a real close one last week. Yeah, they should have covered, and they might have made my record even, but 17-10 against the Chargers, who went up 10-0 at the beginning of that game, really made these Chiefs fans nervous. But how could you be scared when you got Patrick Mahomes, the greatest quarterback I've ever seen play? This guy's unbelievable. And he's made a lot of money for a lot of people who know what they're doing. Chiefs coming in here, somehow struggling to find a rhythm on offense, believe it or not. Rasheen Rice went down with a terrible hit from his own, QB? You're telling me Mahomes had the nerve to lower the shoulder on a star receiver who's been taking all the touches? You gotta give it to Kelce now, especially in prime time. But you're going up against former teammate Tyrann Mathieu. He's going to be all over Travis Kelce, but there's a big size difference in that one. I like a Kelce touchdown in this one. Travis Kelce is going to have to step his role up a lot this week. I expect receiver Justin Watson to be getting a lot more touches as well. I like the Saints defense to be able to control this Chiefs offense. I expect Derek Carr and Rashid Shaheed to come out there firing away. If the Saints could come out here and get to a good offensive lead and let their defense keep it close, I think the Saints could pull away with this one in Kansas City, especially since there's going to be so much money pouring in on the Chiefs. I like the Saints here on the money line. What a better way to end the week with a big bag on Monday. Whew, what a great upset that would be. Well, believe it or not, folks, that's it for this week. There's only 14 games. 4 teams are on bye weeks this week, so the videos are going to be a little bit shorter now that we're in the bye week phase. As always, I appreciate each and every single one of you guys for tuning in, especially the ones who click on for every single video that I post. You guys are truly the best. This couldn't work if it wasn't for all of us. And for that, I just want to say thank you. To those who share my videos and leave comments and hit that like button, I just want you to know that you're the absolute best. And if it wasn't for you doing that, I wouldn't be here making these videos and making a fool out of myself. So thank you guys dearly, and let's get on to another successful week in the NFL, in the league, where they play for pay. Don't forget that, folks. This has been another blessed joint. Y'all have another blessed evening. This is Jlongo, and until next time, don't sweat it, just bet it. Peace.